This is a story that came out on CNN November 10th, 2018. Trump's insult of Black Americans are disgusting and dangerous. It's not shocking. Trump and his supporters act like this towards Black Americans. So, why is anyone shocked over this? They are a product of their environment. This is all taught behavior. They are taught not to respect us, and they show it every single day of their lives. Every day. Okay. That's why I'm not shocked at their behavior. I'm not shocked at the things they say. Trump is a product of his environment. We saw many racist things out of Trump when he was just Trump, the citizen up in New York. You can pull the stories of racism up about Trump long before he became president, ladies and gentlemen. We got the Central Park incident where the men were exonerated and he wouldn't accept that. Their DNA was not present on this woman. So why would you go ahead and keep him in jail? What kind of garbage is that? And then you had him and his father trying not to rent to Black people in their apartment properties in New York. I mean, come on. I'm not shocked by this. This is the norm when it comes down to Trump. Why is anybody surprised? Honey, these zebra stripes are never changing. And the fact that he insulted these three women, it's not shocking to me. This is the norm. Look at the ranting that they do out in public, his supporters. Who do they aim the rants towards mostly? Okay, enough said. Nobody should be shocked over this. These folks are a product of their parents and the households that they come from. They are a reflection of the people that raised them. And we can see that's not good at all. So, no, it's not your imagination. Trump, who regularly makes a point to personally insult public figures who challenge or displeased him in any way, taps into an especially toxic well of vitriol when aiming his attacks at Black Americans, which we have seen over and over and over. So it is the reporters that he was dealing with. One Black woman by the name of Abby Phillips, he claims her question was stupid. No more stupid than any other questions that those reporters ask you. And at April Ryan, he said, she don't know what the hell she's doing. Now, this man Trump looked like he's getting up and winging it every day. He's talking about somebody not knowing what they're doing. Trump, you are the last person that should be saying that. And Yamiche Alcindor was asking him about his comment about being a nationalist, and he said that was racist. No, you really stood around and said that. Okay, what is a nationalist, Trump? You didn't define it. You just got up and said, well, I'm a nationalist. Well, what is anybody supposed to make of that? But see, like I said, I know Trump from his New York days. I'm not shocked by him at all. It's not surprising. And anybody from New York can tell you this too. They're not going to be surprised by this kind of stuff. Okay, now they're saying the three women, all of them gifted, accomplished professionals, will be covering politics long after Trump has left the White House. They join a long list of athletes, entertainers, journalists, and politicians who Trump routinely attacked as dumb, not qualified, or some such insult. Very true. He never says that about anybody white. He never says they're not qualified. Again, he is a product of his environment. Look at what kind of person his father was. Come on. None of this subtle or secret. that would defeat the purpose. For Trump, loudly and publicly denigrating Black figures is the whole point. He is a classic example of a backlash politician, a leader who exploits real or perceived white anxieties by exhibiting a flamboyant hostility to the political and economic demands of Black Americans. We've had a string of such politicians since the civil rights movement, and that is either surprising nor coincidental. Exactly. Go back and look at the old footage during the Martin Luther King marches and watch how these people are acting out towards him. And these are the same people, their offspring, that want to quote Martin Luther King to you. See, I don't allow them to do that to me, okay? Because the bottom line is, who killed Martin Luther King? Who did the person look like that killed Martin Luther King? Then you don't have nothing to say to me about Martin Luther King. Plain and simple. You know, you got to shut that kind of stuff down, ladies and gentlemen. And they're being disingenuous by using Dr. Martin Luther King. They're only trying to shut you up. They can't argue against what you're saying. So they throw Martin Luther King, they think that's a guilt trip on Black people. It's no guilt trip. It's not guilt tripping anybody. It needs to be shut down. These folks did not love Dr. Martin Luther King. Go look at the footage of them throwing bottles and bricks, calling him names, arresting him. There was no love shown for him when he lived. So no, you don't get to come to me and quote him. Like many social revolution, America's expansion of civil rights in the 1960s and 70s gave rise to a potential counter-revolution. We saw it in Ronald Reagan's decision to launch his 1980 campaign for president. Yes, okay, where an infamous triple murder of civil rights organizers had occurred in 1964. So that's the place in Mississippi, Philadelphia, Mississippi, where he chose to launch his campaign, where the civil rights workers were killed. He did that on purpose, y'all. You know, I think there's no shock value in what these folks do. It is just to be expected. Reagan didn't mention the martyred civil rights worker, Andrew Goodman, Michael Swerner, and James Chaney in his speech, which was all about state rights. Okay. And ladies and gentlemen, the last time we had states' rights, they came up with Jim Crow. Jim Crow came out of states' rights. Okay, that's why when I listen to these people saying we need to go back to states' rights, no, we don't. No, thank you to states' rights. That's what they brought out of states' rights, Jim Crow. No, we don't want your states' rights. As columnist Bob Herbert later noted, everybody's watching the 1980 campaign knew what Reagan was signaling in the air. Yeah, a lot of dog whistle stuff. Black and whites, Democrats and Republicans, they all knew. The news media knew. The race haters and the people appalled by racial hatred knew. And Reagan knew. He was tapped out the code. We saw what Reagan was doing. His ass ain't fooling nobody. And just look at where he launched. You can even look at that footage of him launching his campaign in Philadelphia, Mississippi. That place got chosen for a reason. It was just like dog whistle. Oh, I'm just showing you what side I'm on and who I'm going to always support. That's what he was saying. And we know that. And Trump is doing the same thing by running his mouth talking about, I am a nationalist. We know what you mean, Trump. All right, so I'm just going to go down. Trump knows the code, the prelude to his president run. was his gleeful hyping of birtherism and multi-year campaign of conspiracy theories and obvious lies that serve no purpose beyond calling into question the legitimacy of Barack Obama's presidency. Trump has never renounced or even acknowledged the obvious racism of his birther falsehoods, and he never will. You know what? Don't hold your breath on these folks doing the right thing. Not only Trump, but his supporters. Just expect the continued phone calls over nothing and expect the public rants and all of, because what else do these people have? They are declining. They're dying out. The world see them losing their power. Everybody on the planet sees that America is losing their power and their ranking in the world. What else do they have? All they can do in these last days is be as chaotic as possible. And that's all they're doing. And they're not bright enough to see that if they did the opposite, they would have maybe had the world on their side. They have no chance of that now. They have no chance. And you know, the tiger is not going to change their stripe. They don't know anything but chaos. Just look at the whole history of this country. The whole history shows you these folks know nothing but chaos. Since they've been in power, there's been no peace. They can't bring peace to themselves. How are they going to bring peace to the world? They can't. Trump is probably one of the most inconsistent presidents I've ever seen in my life. There's no consistency to this man at all. He is, it's not good. You look at him and it's just like the attacks that he does on Twitter on his own citizens is a disgrace. He attacks his own cabinet members on Twitter. He has attacked Black people. He's attacked the NFL. He's gone on Twitter fighting with athletes. What kind of president does this crap? That looks like some 12-year-old on social media fighting with everybody. It's tacky. Okay. Birtherism, like talking about states' rights in Mississippi, was a quick, convenient way to attract people ready to push back against Black advancement. There was a shocking amount of resentment that a Black family had been in the White House for 2 terms. I think it would be naive to overlook it. The irony that one of the legacies of Obama's presidency was an enormous amount of resentment. Harvard historian Henry Louis Gates said after the 2016 election, I don't think Donald Trump could have emerged without a Black president. Donald Trump tapped into and fueled and stoked an enormous amount of racial resentment, and Obama's symbolized it. With Obama no longer in the public spotlight, Trump has to play backlash politics with whatever Black targets of opportunity happens to be around. That is why he never misses a chance to attack Representative Maxine Waters, Don Lemon of CNN, or the Black reporters in the White House press corps. Don't forget the Black athletes that he went out there and attacked over Colin Kaepernick. You know, it's a whole host of attacks out there. This is why I have no respect for Black Republicans that support this. Y'all support this. You don't say anything. You go right along. I don't respect you, Candace Owen. Kanye, you are pretty much done with me. I don't even think you're even worth an afterthought. And Diamond and Silk, you see the kind of things that Trump is doing and you're still stomping for him. I don't respect you. I don't respect none of you. You don't deserve any respect. I don't respect any of you. It is a disgusting and dangerous business. April Ryan has been subjected to death threats in the wake of Trump's verbal attacks. One can only hope the fever breaks soon and the public signal to political leaders that dividing and denigrating people is no way to lead a great nation. Well, the heyday of America is over. You're not going to get any greater than what you see today, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen. And as you can see, these are not the people of the future. They represent the past. I'm going to keep saying this. They represent the past. The folks that are running things now are not the future. The only thing they're going to do is get in power and keep clinging on to the past. They represent the past. These are not our future. And Trump is just getting in office and doing the same old thing that we have seen for centuries. Because he represents the past. They are not the future of this nation. They are not the future of this world. Their numbers are declining. Their birth rates are low. They are not going to rebound from this stuff, and they know it. And I'm just telling you, they represent the past. They are not in representation of leading us into the future. This is not who these people are. They had their fun. They've had their centuries of playing around, and we are damn near coming to an end of that now. And it should end. Let it end. Let it die. Because it sure ain't my future, and it shouldn't be yours. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I will see you on the next video. Peace, family.